as well.
How is this fight still happening? Because in my opinion, both guys are pull-out merchants.
Yeah, well, I'm glad it's happening. I mean, that last fight from Paulo Costa, I was on the sofa lapping it up. Oh,
that was a joy to watch.
It was actually like a movie. I'm not, I kid you not. I'm watching it thinking, is this what, what's it called? Roadhouse would look like?
Yeah.
Man, it was just archetypal. It's so sick. All right, let's have a quick look at it then. We have red corner, Robert Whittaker. He's 25-7. And then we got in the blue corner, Paulo Costa, 14-2. The way this fight sets up, these guys both stand around 6 foot. And the reach advantage is going to be in Robert Whittaker's area. Now, of course, the style of Robert Whittaker anyway, using his range and his distance management to kind of be an extension to his weapons. I think that kind of makes that reach advantage a little bit more juicier than what it looks like there on paper. But yeah, let's not park the power for Paulo Costa. We saw how he went out guns blazing against Luke Rockhold, gave us all a beautiful show. I didn't care who won that fight at the end. It was so sick to watch, and a joy just to catch up again earlier in the week. But that's how this is matching up. That's how the two of them look. I guess a quick question for you, Jake, as we look into this. You got the signature kind of tools that Whittaker has, don't you? So we recognize them. I was talking about it just a second ago. Over the years, we've not really seen him bring anything new, but what he does do really well. So most of his success does come from his abilities to command the range, to blitz it into the pockets and that sort of stuff. But is it high time he showed us something new, like some new wrinkles to his games? So like takedowns, for example. If so, is this the fight to exhibit it?
Yeah, potentially, because Whittaker can wrestle. That's the thing. I think we saw it many a fights ago, more so. I think he may have wrestled with Yoel Romero back in the day. But yeah, for him, it's been mostly a stand-up affair. I think maybe he should mix things up a little bit more in this one. Because, of course, he's coming off of that knockout loss against Dricus du Plessis. Yeah. Okay, that was some time ago. It's good to see him back in there, but I think that could very well still play on his mind. And the fact that he's probably not got too many left in the top level. I mean, how...
Here's another narrative of washing out the old guy.
But he's 33. That's what's crazy, because he's been around for such a long time. I don't know if he's had multiple injuries, though. That's the thing. Like, how many fights? He's had so many in the UFC. 24-7 as a pro. So that's still a lot. Like,
he's not really been active over the last couple of years, has he?
As much. Yeah, one last year, 2 in 2022, 1 in 2021, 2 in 2020. It's crazy. Yeah, I guess so. Right. Still holding it down at the top, mind you.
He's so reminiscent, isn't he? It's almost like he just seems quite nostalgic when you think about the sport of UFC. I think he's been around for ages. But no, he's just been in our hearts for a long time. The guy's he's a six striker. He's good. He's great.
Yeah, he's great with hands, good timing.
I feel like the contenders might have got his number. Against Dricus du Plessis, then, of course, that fight, yes, he got knocked out. Some people have been saying he's got caught. I watched the fight again back, and I think, I guess he did, in a way, get caught. But he did look good for the duration of it. I just think defensively, he still feels like he can have his hands down and take the strikes from these tough guys.
But I think in that fight, Dricus's timing, he's very unorthodox. The switch stances that he does as well, it's very sort of herky-jerky, and I think that's what kind of threw Whittaker off a bit, and which led to Dricus for landing the shot that he did.
I tell you what was really difficult about Dricus' fight, looking at it back, it's certainly the constant start switches from orthodox to southpaw. So with Robert Whittaker, as I said earlier, he's a master of working out the range. As soon as you switch stance, he's got to do all that work again. So there's a constant of that. There's a constant dance of him working out the range. Then he switches stances again. Now he's got to reconfigure that range, and Dricus was closer than he thought he was, and pow, he got caught. But yeah, it is impressive. But on Costa's side, the gas tank he exhibited in the Rockhold fight, which I was talking about earlier, was tomfoolery, man. It was one round and done. But it was a sick fight, as I mentioned. I'll say it again. And I actually kind of felt like I was watching a bit of, like I said, the Roundhouse movie. But the credit really has to go to the fact that card was also in Utah, so the Salt Lake City. So it was actually quite high up, notoriously known for its high altitude. So do you think that we should excuse it or pay attention to the fact that Costa's stamina may be an issue on the night?
That's a really good, important question. No, I think we should give Costa credit for just kind of gritting it out against Rockhold in that fight at high altitude. Yeah. So, give credit where credit's due, but that's the thing. Against Whittaker, I think it'd be a slightly different fight. A bit more of a chess match on the feet, perhaps. And I think it would come down to Paulo Costa maybe using his strength, avoiding grappling scenarios, and just laying heavy, man. I think that's what's going to come down to for him. Yeah.
I'd like to see some more footwork from Costa. I don't really see that. And the footwork of Whittaker is just exquisite. And I think that might be very much the differential in the stand-up. Yeah,
I can see Whittaker kind of frustrating Costa. Tagging and moving. Because, that's what I think led to Costa's demise in the Izzy fight in a lot of ways. And Izzy was able to catch him clean after making Costa,
the stance switches. Yeah, I think that's a bit of a kryptonite for Costa. Is those stance switches too. Don't know if we'll see them against Costa on the night, which kind of makes me think that it could be a good comeback. Could be a good win even just for Whittaker. But quick one on this. If we just zoom out of this fight for just a second, how high do these chaps go? Have we seen all that we can see from them in this division?
Difficult now. I mean, I was thinking about it. You think, the mileage that Whittaker has got, he can't really go any higher.
There's more options for Costa.
There is more options for Costa. I think Costa's still fairly young in this game because we've not seen him a great lot. All right, the Rockhold fight was
so sick.
It was good, but Rockhold wasn't really ranked at the time, so it didn't really do him any favors. No. The Marvin Vettori fight, all right, you could throw that one out of the window because it was at light heavyweight. Costa wasn't playing game and didn't want to cut down to 185. A little bit of a lackluster performance for him. Lack of discipline, I'd probably put that down to. Then, of course, he lost to the champ at the time, Israel Adesanya.
Which is a good point, actually. If you look at who he's lost to, it's not been nobody's.
No, exactly. And he's actually 32, but when you look at his record, he's only had 16 fights in total, which is probably nearly half of what Whittaker's had.
Yeah.
When you look at that, look.
He's a bit picky and choosy, isn't he?
Yeah, so, and he's, of course, only been finished once as well. So, yeah, I think maybe if Costa's got to stay active, stay healthy, impressive win against Whittaker could very well put him in there. Put him as a potential contender down the line. All of a sudden, things are heating up at middleweight because you've also got Khamzat Chimaev in the mix. So maybe Chimaev Costa could very well happen in the summer. That could be the number one contender position.
Do you reckon Chimaev will go against... I mean, if he gets a win here.
Because, look, you got Dricus versus Izzy. I think the fans probably want that one, even though I don't think that really makes a lot of sense. I'd rather see the Strickland rematch, but I don't think that's going to be made. You can make a case for it. You've got Jared Cannonier, who's waiting in the wings as well. He's on a 2-fight win streak, mind you, which is all right, not quite the heaviest, but he's up there at number 4. Brendan Allen with a win against Marvin Vettori could also make waves.
Yeah.
And make a case. Probably, I don't think he's going to be loud enough, though, to make a case. And then, of course, you've got Khamzat, who's going to make the biggest leap of the year.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. It's inevitable.
He has to be. Everyone's waiting for him to just press go, aren't they?
Yeah. And I think there's visa issues. He says he's not fighting at UFC 300 because of Ramadan. So, yeah, I think we'll see him in the summer against a big-time opponent. Either Cannonier or winner of Costa Whittaker.
I think it's worth moving the whole 300 event just so we can find.
Yeah.
But yeah, the money line real quickly. I didn't mention the other guys, but for this one was quite interesting with Robert Whittaker. It's minus 200 to Paulo Costa's plus 170. So the favorite is Whittaker, and the underdog there is Costa.
Striking, I think I'm going to want to give it to Whittaker in this.
Yeah. That was right.
Smart, calculated in his approach, power to Paulo Costa.
Done.
Easy, grappling wise.
Back to, but I think Whittaker.
I'd probably go Whittaker, yeah. He's got good wrestling, so we'll add it on that. Speed.
Whittaker for me.
Quick on the feet, yeah.
Yeah. He's rapid. I've seen him fatigue on the feet. I think, I've seen Costa slow down noticeably. Also, if you saw how that fight panned out between Costa and Rockhold, they got to a point where they were so gassed out that Rockhold was basically doing some pretty sick spinning artillery on the guy, and there was just fancy shots which shouldn't really land because they take a lot of energy and they're so obvious to see, but they're landing so clean because Costa slowed down. But yeah, again, we can excuse some of that with the fact it was high altitude. I'll go with
speed on, yeah, and I'll probably go cardio as well. And that's not to say that Costa can't get the job done.
No,
but the way I'm kind of looking at this is, okay, if you take weight classes out of this, he lost to a decision against Marvin Vettori. MMA math would tell you that Whittaker should win this fight. Well, of course, does MMA
math told me that Whittaker should have won the fight against Dricus du Plessis. Although, actually, when that happened, I did think, I don't know why, I did really just ride Whittaker's name more so than I did really pay attention or open my eyes to the history of Dricus.
All the good things that Dricus does, which are quite...
I overlooked him. I counted him out. I did count him out. But with this one,
I
don't think I'm overlooking too much. I do think, they're going to see some speed and some good stuff from Whittaker. He's just got to be careful of those hands. Be a little bit more defensively responsible. Either with his hands up at times, it's not really his style, is it? No. With his feet, then he's got to be getting out of striking range a bit more effectively. And because Costa's not switching stances and throwing that little dynamic in there, I have a bit more confidence that Whittaker can stay defensively safe.